Baku speaking. Hello dear listeners, you are tuned into Azerbaijan International Radio. We are starting our English broadcast from the capital Baku. We welcome you to our analytic program. I'm your host Elçin Mirzayev. Metsamor nuclear power plant is the region's greatest real threat. The Metsamor nuclear power plant, a lingering nightmare in the South Caucasus, now hangs like a sword over not only Armenia but the entire region. Although its operational life has ended, it continues to function, sacrificed to political and energy goals, despite not meeting the security standards of the 21st century. Built in 1979 by the Soviet Union and having already surpassed its technical lifespan, this facility still supplies 30-40% of the Armenia's electricity needs. But what does it offer the region in return? The plant operates using the VVER 440 Model 230 reactor, the same type used in Chernobyl, now considered obsolete and non-compliant with modern safety standards. Most critically, this model lacks sealed protective structures to contain radiation. In other words, if an accident were to occur, there will be no way to contain or redirect the radiation released into the environment. But the danger of Metsamor doesn't end there. The plant is located in a seismically active zone. In 1988, a 6.8 magnitude earthquake in Armenia claimed thousands of lives, forcing the plant to shut down. However, in 1995, citing energy shortages, the Armenian authorities restarted this deadly facility. The problem extends beyond Armenia's own risk. Metsamor nuclear power plant is just a few kilometers from the border, meaning that in the event of an accident, not only Yerevan, but also Iğdır, Nakhchivan, Ganja, and even Tabriz could fall under the influence of toxic clouds. One country's irresponsibility could thus put an entire region at risk of catastrophe. Despite long-standing recommendations from the European Union and the International Atomic Energy Agency to shut down the plant, Armenia has ignored these calls. The reason is simple. There are no alternative energy sources and, more importantly, no political will. Unfortunately, Armenia is also seriously harming the ecosystem. Research conducted in 2017 revealed that levels of heavy metals such as aluminum, copper, boron, and molybdenum in the Aras River far exceeded acceptable norms. In other words, this river is no longer a source of life but a poison channel filled with chemical waste. Currently, concerns are mounting over Metsamor nuclear power plant. Experts refer to it as the Chernobyl of the South Caucasus. In reality, this is more than a metaphor. It is a grave warning. Any accident at Metsamor could lead to a global-scale disaster. President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev has repeatedly emphasized the danger posed by this plant and stressed the necessity of shutting it down. The Azerbaijani government, along with various non-governmental organizations, continues efforts to bring this issue to the international agenda. Yet, a solution has not been reached. International organizations must not ignore this problem. They must take concrete action. Otherwise, the silent world of today may witness an uncontrollable nuclear disaster tomorrow. Azerbaijani Minister of Foreign Affairs. We strongly reject the biased statement by the Council of Europe Commissioner. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Azerbaijan has firmly rejected the unacceptable, baseless, and entirely biased statement made by the Council of Europe's Commissioner for Human Rights, Michael O'Flaherty, regarding certain ongoing investigations and recent court decisions in Azerbaijan. It was stated by Minister of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Aykan Hajizadeh in his official commentary. He noted that the statement in question represents yet another unsuccessful attempt to interfere in Azerbaijan's internal affairs and judicial processes. Human rights and fundamental freedoms are guaranteed and fully respected in Azerbaijan in accordance with national legislation and international obligations. Furthermore, these rights and freedoms are protected by an independent and well-established judicial system operating in line with Azerbaijan's responsibilities. Hajizadeh emphasized that the rule of law in Azerbaijan's sovereignty territory doesn't grant special privileges to certain individuals based on their professional activities, nor does it exempt them from complying with the country's legal requirements. At the same time, the individuals mentioned in the commissioner's statement were accused of gross violations of the applicable legal norms, and proper investigations have been conducted in full compliance with the Code of Criminal Procedure. All of their rights have been fully ensured during judicial proceedings. We call on the Council of Europe's Commissioner for Human Rights to refrain from interfering in ongoing investigations conducted by Azerbaijan's independent judiciary and from attempting to exert unacceptable pressure. Instead, we urge the Commissioner to focus on the numerous systematic human rights issues in several other Council of Europe member states, such as rising Islamophobia, degrading treatment of migrants and asylum seekers, political persecution, death in prison, and widespread corruption within European institutions.